The reason why myself and many others in Labour Party choose to align ourselves with the candidacy of Dr. Barrister Asue is not far-fetched. If you recall, as of last year, you discover that part of the reasons why people supported Peter Obi was because of justice, because of equity and fairness. Because if you are conversant with the history of Nigeria, you come to discover that since 1966, when we had the late Major General Grievances as Nigeria's first military head of state, the Igbos have not been allowed to rule this country. So that was part of the reasons why we aligned ourselves with Peter Obi as of last year. And it was on the basis of these values, on the basis of these core principles, that the Labour Party and the obedient movement was built on, was founded on. And as at that time, when we campaigned then, we campaigned with a slogan that we know the give shishi, meaning that we will not use money to buy votes. But lo and behold, before Labour Party had its primaries, my humble self, who was the pioneer chairman of the obedient movement in Edo State, and who was also a key member of Labour Party, my humble self and so many Labour Party members who wanted Labour Party to win this election, we canvassed that the gubernatorial seat, the gubernatorial ticket of the Labour Party should be zoned to Edo Central. But because of the greed for money and corruption exhibited by the leadership of Mr. Kelly Ogbaloy, I'm talking about exhibited by the then leadership of the Labour Party, they took their tickets and zoned their tickets and gave their tickets to the wrong person, in the person of Mr. Olumide Akpata. If you look at it, Olumide Akpata, as at the time he joined Labour Party, is not even up to a year. You understand my point? I'm even older than him in the party, than Mr. Olumide Akpata. So when he came into the party, he came with this conquest mentality. He came with this conquest mentality, and not just coming with this conquest mentality, he came with the principle that with money, he can buy the heart, the soul, and conscience of every Labour Party member. But for those of us who saw through the facade, we decide to resist. We decide to resist his candidacy, and that's why if you look at the primaries that produced Olumide Akpata, you will discover that primaries was an anathema, was what you can call an antithesis, a contradiction to what the Labour Party stands for. You can also say that it's also a contradiction to the values and the principles which Mr. Peter Obi espouses. In fact, the primaries that produced Peter Obi negated the principles of we know the give shishi, because on the day of primaries, Mr. Olumide Akpata spent $615,000 to bribe delegates to get that ticket. So when you look at Nigeria's history, Edo history, since 1990, when Edo State was created, you discover that when you look at the political calculations, you discover that the people of Edo South have governed Edo State for 17 years and 10 months. The people of Edo North, through Oshomole, have governed Edo State for 8 years. Then when you look at the position of the deputy governor, the people of Edo North have deputized for 17 years and 10 months. Then Edo South have deputized for 8 years. Now the question is, where is the justice? Where is the equity? Where is the fairness? Where is the place of the people of Edo Central as far as Edo State politics is concerned? Where is it? You can let us narrow it down to your family. If your father dies today, and maybe after the burial ceremony have been conducted, and maybe when it comes to the sharing of your father's property, and nothing is given to you, how will you feel? So what we are saying here is that we are not saying that there are no competent people in every zone that make up Edo State. There are competent people in every zone that make up Edo State. But equity, justice and fairness dictates that the next governor of Edo State should come from Edo Central. And when it comes to that, the best foot, the best person by virtue of merit should come from Edo Central. And that is the more reason why I feel that having listened to Asue Godalo, not forgetting what Jesus Christ said when he said, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. I have listened to Asue Godalo. I have listened to Olumide Akpata. I have listened to, it's only Mondokwe I have not listened to. But when it comes to Olumide Akpata and Asue Godalo, I have listened to Olumide Akpata. He keeps talking about rice, Maggi, oil, and wrapper. That's what he's talking about. Are you getting me now? But Asue Godalo, his candidacy represents inclusiveness. His candidacy represents progress. So I, as a Labour Party member, I cannot dwell in hypocrisy. Why I'm mentioning hypocrisy is because when you look at the character of Peter Obi, are you getting me now? When you look at the character of Peter Obi, there's a saying that says that we cannot afford to be called hypocrites. We cannot afford to be called hypocrites in the sense that we must be seen to be practicing what we preach. And that's what I want to say is here that I, Comrade Okila Osadibame Spartacus, a bona fide member of Labour Party, I'm highly disappointed in the person of Mr. Peter Obi, because I don't know how Mr. Peter Obi expects us to accommodate and to accept the very thing that we preached against at the national level.
That this platform is apolitical, am I right? All right. Anyway, I'm actually a member of Labour Party, aggrieved Labour Party member, and when we consider some factors in our party, I believe in transparency, equity, and justice. I felt that what is good for the goose is also good for the gander. Now, power shift should go to the Edo Central, which has been marginalized for a very long time. Just like the Igbos, who are supposed to assume leadership of this country, if not for the magu-magu of APC, Tinubu, where we are now, the problem where we are today. So this is my own reason why Asue Godalo should emerge as the governor of Edo State. And in comparison, to be honest, in comparison, he is the best candidate amongst all of them. So to me, I think, yeah, that's why he should be the next governor of Edo State.